Fagan is going to give it to the cornerback, Ryan Davenport, linking up with McCarn. It's a tight area in there, but somehow they managed to get the ball away. Into the St. Mary's half. Looking for Krista McDade. McDade has a player coming off the left shoulder. McDade's going to take the return. Looking up, looking for a good delivery in, but it's not the delivery he wanted. And it's easy enough dealt with on that occasion by Enda Boner, who is into the starting lineup for Conmhaigh with 24 in his back. He's taking the place of Adam Quinn today. So no real threat coming from the Carndomhnaigh boys so far in these opening minutes. And Conmhaigh have the ball back as they look to work it upfield once again. Playing to the clubhouse end of the ground this afternoon. Chipped up the line it goes. Conmhaigh quite happy to send it on the ground. Back to Michael Patton. Patton asking a bit much there of a centre half forward key. But they managed to get the ball back with Sean Brown now. Brown is going to stick it into the middle. Dara Connolly is there. The challenge is going to come in from the Cairn man. They managed to hold on to possession. Full back Brown sends it out to the right hand channel underneath the Oral Leisure Centre side of the ground. The cornerback for Conmhaigh today is Donald McDermott. While the 10 is Dahi Gordon. Gordon's going to stick it into the middle to Connolly once again, who will look to pull the strings here. Ahead of him is Patton. Gives it to Patton. Not the greatest of passes. St. Mary's Conmhaigh still have the ball back in their grasp. Patton has it once again. And Patton looking up to see what the movement's like. It's space is limited up top at the moment for the Conmhaigh players. Cairn are quite happy to keep Conmhaigh out around the middle third. This is Kieran McNamee. Not a great ball. Easy enough dealt with by Josh Diver, the fullback for Carndomhnaigh. Launched up the line it goes. Davin McLaughlin now out ahead off the defender, but his pass looking for Richie Cunningham wasn't great. It comes off end of Boner and is going out for a sideline ball to Carndomhnaigh. So if you're joining us today and you're watching in on Donegal GA TV in association with streamsport.ie, coverage of the Donegal Junior Finals right here in Letterkenny is brought to you with pride by Doherty's Super Value Carndomhnaigh, backing grassroots GAA, local clubs, families and strong community spirit. Thanks to Doherty's who have jumped on board today to bring you coverage of not alone this Junior B game but also the Junior A game, which is coming up later on. There is of course a 4 o'clock throw-in time to Carndomhnaigh against Letterkenny Gales. A bumper day for Cairn, 2 teams and 2 deciders, but there are 2 teams who are looking to spoil the party. One of them is on the field kitted out in gold and green today, gold tops with a green band. They are from St. Mary's of Conmhaigh, and they've probably had the better of the opportunities today. 2 scoring opportunities from frees, but they didn't take them. Other than that, Brendan, we haven't really seen anything with 7.5 minutes on the clock.
No, some of the build-up play is pretty good, so it is actually. It's just the final ball that's killing them. They're running in traffic or taking the wrong option on the final ball, and that's kind of prevented either team getting a meaningful shot on target at this stage.
Cairn with Fagan now, spreading it out the left hand side, but there's a foul back there, and Siobhan Coyle has her eyes on the game, that's for sure. She's seen a foul being committed just inside the arc, and Krista McDade, the midfielder, is the man who's going to take this free just inside the arc, and this is the first scoring opportunity that we have had here in this tie for the Carndomhnaigh men. But McDade's effort goes out to the left and wide. And he'd be disappointed with that, Brendan.
Yeah, poor contact with it, so he just never looked confident standing over it and just snapped it. It went wide on the left side of the post, so poor effort from the free taker there, because it was a good opportunity between the top of the D and the arc, Oisín, and you would expect players to be putting them over, particularly in these good conditions.
Yeah, nothing really to report here. No scores on the board as yet. 8 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock at the clubhouse end of the St. Eunan's venue here. The ball goes to the middle. Good flick on there by Connolly, but there's nobody there for Conmhaigh to pick it up. But there is a Carndomhnaigh man there, and it's in the form of Ryan Davenport. Davenport now comes to Fagan. Chipped up the line once again. As Cairn look to get things motoring. Cormac McLaughlin is the wing back today for Carndomhnaigh. Sends it into Davenport. We're going to change direction here and go down the right hand channel. Josh Diver's the man now that has it. Diver working it forward, feeding it in to Michael McCarran. McCarran coming back infield, again looking for the movement. Support is there. Out comes Callum Kelly. Kelly now coming across that 45-metre line. Support off the shoulder with Conor McLaughlin. This is good build up here by Carndomhnaigh. They're going to step back into traffic, however. Now Callum Kelly's going to offload on the left foot, And that one, we're waiting on the umpires. Yeah, it's gone over the bar. We got the nod. The white flag is in the air. And we've eventually got the first score here. We're just shy of 10 minutes on the clock. And it's Carndomhnaigh who lead here by a point to no score.
Yeah, brilliant execution of the score there from Callan Kelly. Did well, was involved in the move a couple of times, Oisín. A couple of give and goes, 1-2s, and eventually got it on his left foot and put it over the bar brilliantly to open the scoring for her. And he looks lively, that Callan Kelly. He looks nippy inside in the forward, just a typical diminutive inside forward, Oisín.
Conor McLaughlin does well to pick up the ball. Now it goes out to Conor Fagan. Carndomhnaigh on the hunt for another one here. Fagan coming across the 45. They're lining up for Carndomhnaigh. Owen O'Donnell, one of the midfield partnership. It's tight for space in there, but they managed to work it well with the hand passes. Back it comes to Senan Grant, who's going to have time and space here to pull the strings once again and try to create something. Conor Fagan, the captain for Carndomhnaigh, is out here on this right-hand side. Now it's going to drop into Christy McDade. McDade looking up to see what the options are. Coming across field. Owen O'Donnell once again. O'Donnell now. Looking to run at Patton, who's ahead of him, but Siobhan Coyle says he overcarried. And he'll be disappointed with that. Straight away, Mary's kick it along. Looking for the man up top, but it's not a good delivery. Just, they were too quick on it. Carndomhnaigh dealt with it quite easy. Cormac McLaughlin's able to step into the Mary's half again as they try to build on this slender 1 point advantage. 1 point to Carndomhnaigh, no score to St Mary's. 11 and a half minutes on the clock. And we're seeing a lot of possession in between, I suppose, the two 45s here this afternoon. Both sides having difficulties trying to break the lines and getting through and trying to create some sort of score. But there's a Carndomhnaigh player on the deck now, just inside the 45. There was a challenge. The player is Richie Cunningham. The challenge came in from a Convoy player, and it was Enda Boner. And didn't seem to be anything intentional in it, but the Cairn player's down, and he seems to be in trouble. And the physio is going to come out and give him a bit of assistance here. But there's going to be a break in play. And I suppose, yeah, that's signal for the change coming. It's not good for young Richie Cunningham, which is disappointing for the Cairn side, Brendan.
It is indeed, Oisín, yeah, and it looked innocuous enough. He was coming for the ball. It was Conor Fagan, that was their captain, that was attacking with the ball. He played a pass in, but there must have been a clash then. The ball actually went over Richie Cunningham and his marker's man, but there must have been some sort of contact there that he hurt himself and went down, but he seems to be in a lot of discomfort. The ball eventually would have worked its way back to Conor Fagan, but Siobhan Coyle, the referee, had adjudged that it was a free, so it nearly changed for Carndomhnaigh, who of course are looking to land a big double today, a big junior double today, Oisín, and will be, I suppose, really keen to win this reserve from the point of view having been beaten the final last year.
Yeah. The stretcher's coming out for Richie Cunningham, so unfortunately his day's come to an end. Hopefully that injury is not too serious, but he seemed to indicate very, very quick that there was something wrong, but his day is coming to an end. There is going to be a change. The man that will come in is 18 Dara Tully, and there's a couple of things I'm impressed with today, Brendan. One of them is the way the pitch is lined out here today, and how good a condition it is. And I know, speaking to the groundsmen earlier, that one of the benefits of having these robots is like this grass was cut 5 times this week, I was told. It lines the pitch, but it does everything in a manner where there's no heavy machinery on the sod, which seems to be the big bonus of this thing, so it does.
Yeah, it seems to be a fantastic bit of equipment, so it doesn't. I know they're really happy with it here in Union's, in the first few months that it's been in operation, and as you say, it lining the pitch too, and I've never seen straighter lines. I think sometimes you see these lines and you wonder when they were put on, so you do, but the pitch does look immaculate, and the conditions are perfect for football today. There's very little breeze. It's a place that you want to play football out there today. You probably need to be in fairly good health though, because there's no place for hiding out in that big pitch.
And the second thing I'm impressed with is the Carndonnagh's jerseys. I think they're really, really striking. They're lovely in black, so they are, Brendan. They're a nice kit.
They're a lovely kit, and you know what's best about them, Oisín? The numbers are easy, right?
Yeah.
You can make out who's who very easily, so you can.
I think Cairn might be in their green and red for the next game where they're coming up against Letterkenny Gales. But listen, there is going to be a number of minutes added on at the end of the half. We're watching Richie Cunningham leave the field of play. He's getting assisted there by the physio. He's hobbling off, so we'll send him his best wishes. Hopefully the injury isn't too serious. But the sub is on, and it's Dara Tully who's wearing 18. He gets a round of applause here from the big support that's in the stand already. they're up on their droves from Inishowen, there's no doubt about it, and there's a good crowd up from Conmhaigh as well. Conmhaigh people haven't had as far to come as what the Cairn people had, but they're here too, getting behind their team, looking to start the weekend and hopefully take a title back down the road to Conmhaigh, and I'm sure there'll be big celebrations tonight if that was to happen, and likewise in Carndomhnaigh as well. But there's lots of football to play between now and us having a winner today. We have just completed the first quarter, 15 minutes on the clock. Carndomhnaigh leading here by just a single score, 1 point to no score. We've had 2 free opportunities from John Key, who didn't find the target, and other than a missed free by Christy McDade and that point that was scored by Callum Kelly, we haven't really had too much to report in front of posts either end of the ground. There is a bit of a breeze today. It's not really favouring anybody. Looking at the flag poles up to our left hand side. This is Fionn Hennigan, who lays that one back to Patton. Patton's just going to stick it in out of the edge of the arc where Dahi Gordon is there. Gordon coming along the edge of the arc on the 45. Looking for a bit of help. Standing there is Dara Connolly, who's seen a lot of the ball for Conmhaigh in these opening 16 minutes. Patton's just going to launch one and looking for the big man up top. Up they go. Who's going to win the tussle? It's the cornerback who gives it to the keeper. The keeper kicks it out now. So Ryan Davenport was the defender there, but Siobhan Coyle is calling for a free. And now Conmhaigh will have their first opportunity from a very, very kickable range to get one on the scoreboard, and maybe that might start it ticking over, Brendan.
Yeah, it was cornerback Ryan Davenport who actually defended it really well, and we've seen that with Conmhaigh a number of times, trying to put a long ball in. They have a couple of big men inside in their full forward line, Oisín, in Danan O'Kane and Michael Patton. They put the long ball in, well won by the cornerback, but he forgot the new rules that you can't give a pass back to the goalkeeper, and Siobhan Coyle correctly judged that it was a free, so 1 point apiece.
For the first time today, Conmhaigh have a point on the board. Dahi Gordon, the wing forward, has taken the freeze. He's the man that kicks with the right foot. It is John Key who kicks with the left foot. We have a 1-1 game here, 17 minutes on the clock. Our coverage today here on Donegal GA TV with streamsport.ie is brought to you by Doherty's Super Value Carndomhnaigh, backing grassroots GAA, local clubs, families and strong community spirit. We thank Doherty's for jumping on board, and there will of course be a wee bit of biasm towards Carndomhnaigh today, given that they are the super value down there. They're backing the club that has 2 teams in finals as they go on the hunt for another score. And this is Owen O'Donnell, the midfielder, who drops it over the bar. Both scores coming from the left-footed players. The second one from Owen O'Donnell, and now it's a 2-1 game, Brett. That was a good score.
That was a brilliant score from Owen O'Donnell. Took on the responsibility and ownership himself, won the ball well out between the 45 and the 65, took on a few Conmhaigh defenders, put the head down, kept going inside the D, and brilliantly put it over with his left foot. Very good score from Owen O'Donnell, Oisín.
Yeah, good score, surely. So the kick out comes from Jack Patton. Patton's ball goes over the top of everybody. It's going to drop into the path of Key, who picks it up on the 45 in the Carndomhnaigh half. The signal comes to send it back the way. St Mary's have a man in space here. There's a couple of men standing as well on the edge of the Carndomhnaigh line, who are set up very, very deep on the edge of their own 45, trying to invite the Conmhaigh men on. Here comes that long ball in again, but Patton's delivery is not good, but it's going to be kind to Conmhaigh. They have it back somehow. Key now hooks at it with the right boot, and that's going to go out to the right and wide. Wide number 2 for Conmhaigh. It stays at a 2-1 game.
Yeah, and again you see this Conmhaigh tactic, looking to hit the big men inside, but just didn't make good contact with it, and it was well read and intercepted by the defence. Eventually found his way to John Key, and he just didn't make good contact. Had a kind of swipe at it and just tailed it. Was never leaving, never going over the bar, and tailed wide enough.
Dermot Doherty, the goalkeeper for Carndomhnaigh, launches the ball into the air. It's going to drop now out to the right hand side, over the top of everybody, into the path of Conor Fagan. Fagan now picks it up. Fagan's going to pop it forward. It goes into Callum Kelly. Kelly twisting and turning, and Siobhan Coyle's going for overcarrying. You could say that was a bit harsh, but they continues. Conmhaigh happy enough to take possession. That's with John Callan now. Callan lays it out to McNamee. McNamee now looking to get round McLaughlin. There's a man coming running up inside the left shoulder, and it's the point scorer, Dahi Gordon. Big challenge there by Dara McLaughlin. Oh, he steadies himself on the right boot, but it's going to drop short. The fists go up. The keeper somehow is able to keep it out, and Carndomhnaigh living dangerously. Conor Fagan now has it for the Inishowen boys. Looking to clear the danger. There was a big chance there if the forward for Conmhaigh even got a sniff on that one. It could have been in the back of the net, but it took a one-handed stop from Derban Doherty to keep it out of the back of the net. In the meantime, Carndomhnaigh way up the field already, inside the scoring zone, kicking from deep. This one's going to drop, and it drops out to the left and wide. The effort there from Senan Grant. And stuff here, Brendan.
Yeah,
a
bit of action. Goalkeeper for Carndomhnaigh did really well there, so Dermot Doherty to keep that out. It was a knock-up ball to deal with, but he's been kicking great kick-outs too. He's been landing way out here, rushing past us in the middle of the field. Quick counter-attack up the field, and Senan Grant, who looks like a footballer, got on the ball, did really well, create the opportunity for himself, but unfortunately for him, he made great contact with the ball, but it just tailed to the left and went wide for him, but better from Carndomhnaigh.
Jack Patton with a kick out once again, drops in around the middle. Good fielding there by Dahi Gordon, who's come into this game a lot in the course of the last 5 minutes. Michael Mulrain, the wing back for Conmhaigh, sending it back into the centre. Sean Brown now waits on Dara Connolly. Out to the right hand side it goes. Where there is, I think it's Finn Hennigan that has it now over on that far side. Sorry, it's actually Josh Callan sporting the blue boots. Brown, the fullback. Again goes out to Callan, out that right hand side. Callan again going toe to hand. And it comes to McNamee, who's going to shoot from distance. He's going to drop short, up they go. And that one is going to be marked as another wide. And this seems to be a tactic of Conmhaigh's. That must be 5 times now in this half, Brendan. They've sent high balls in there. Some of them may have looked like an effort going for a point, but yeah, it seems to be that they're going to try to get them in there and cause havoc with the high ball.
We've watched a lot of football over the last few months, Oisín, and most of the goals that I see are coming from high speculative balls into the edge of the square, or efforts for points that drop short. And again, I think it was the full forward that got a touch on that, or maybe the corner forward, Michael Patton. He was right in under it, but just couldn't make enough contact in it to direct it towards the net. But definitely it's a ploy of Conmhaigh to hit them big men inside.
Here they come again, Conmhaigh, and it's with Kieran McNamee. They've seen a lot of the ball now in the last couple of minutes, Conmhaigh. Advantage is played, Patton's efforts blocked down. There's going to be a free here just on the edge of the D, in between the D and the arc. And again, it should be kickable enough now for Dahi Gordon, who's kicked their solitary point so far from a free. It's a 2-1 game here, and we're looking at young Gordon here to tie this one up and make it a 2-2 fixture with under 8 minutes to go, but there will be several minutes added on at the end due to the injury that was picked up by Richie Cunningham earlier. So here comes Gordon. This one's kicked high. That's very disappointing from Gordon. It's way out to the left and wide. And that will be 4 wides now for Conmhaigh. It stays at a 2-1 game. And the Conmhaigh management, I'm just looking down at them, they look a wee bit frustrated. They'll not be happy there, so they won't with the finish, and that's for sure, Brendan.
Yeah, Conor McDermott managing them, that was a brilliant opportunity, top of the D, and the Gordon lad had been playing well. He caught a ball around the middle of the field, he put his free over, he'd been on the ball a fair bit. Thought he would have comfortable with that, putting it over the bar, but unfortunately for him, didn't make good contact and was always going wide as soon as it left his boot.
So is there a bit of a response here now to a passage of play from Conmhaigh, who were certainly on top there for the last 5 minutes or so. Carndomhnaigh are going to bring it forward once again. And they're going to work it up that left-hand side, but they decide to come back into the middle. Oran O'Donnell, score of 1 of their 2 points. Again, shoots from distance. This one on the right foot. That one goes over the bar, so it's a 3-1 game. Oran O'Donnell's got 2 feet on him. He kicked the first with the left and the second with the right, if I'm right in saying, Brendan, but he took that one well. And now becomes a 3-1 fixture.
Yeah, lovely score from Oran O'Donnell again, taking on responsibility, took the ball and just cut it with the outside of his foot over the bar, and they're lovely ones when they leave your foot. You think, yes, I've made brilliant contact with that, and that's what Oran was thinking on that occasion. Got confidence from the first point and really did well there.
The kick out's good from Patton, and it's well fielded as well by Hennigan in the middle of the field. Conmhaigh have it back. So Conmhaigh had opportunities to level up the game, but now they find themselves 2 adrift. And the manner in which this game has been played and scores been so limited, 2 points all of a sudden feels a much bigger gap than 2. So it does. But that can change very, very quickly. Ball sent into the man in space. It's Mulrain that has it. Now comes to Gordon again. Gordon's trying to get through a couple of Cairn players, which he does impressively. On the 21, the angle's tight. That drops over the bar. Gordon springs up with another one, his first from play. And you can add that in as one of the scores of the game, so you can, Brendan.
Certainly can. He was making amends for that miss free there a couple of minutes ago, Oisín, and linked up really well with his wing half-back, Michael Mulrain, who spotted him out on the far side of the wing and played the ball to each other, and came back to Dahi Gordon, and he did excellently to put it over the bar. Really good strike on the run, taking men on, breaking through a couple of tackles to bring it back to a 1-point game. 25 minutes on the clock.
Okay, so there's a sideline ball over on the other side of the ground here at the O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. They're going to come back into the middle, where there is Dara Conmhaigh. Conmhaigh now motoring forward, needs support off the left shoulder here. Comes the wing back Hannigan. The centre half-back's McNamee. And you can probably hear in effects, Mac, the crowd starting to get behind the convoy people. John Callan. The big man in the middle is Dara Conley. Goes through two Carndomhnaigh players. His fullback Brown is there. He looks up to see what the movement's like. A couple of forwards moving out from the defenders, but Brown decides to hold on to possession. Dara Conley again. Dannon O'Kane, who's the captain, wearing 14. Patton's going to drop one in. As it bounces, they get a hand to it. They worked it well here, Convoy. They've done good. This is Callan, and they've got another score from play as they level up the game. Back-to-back scores from the Convoy men. It's a 3-3 fixture, and there's under 4 minutes to go, plus whatever additional time's going to be added on. But now they're starting to find a wee bit of rhythm, Brendan.
They certainly are, and it was a long ball in. Again, it was brilliantly tapped down by Cahill Brown into the path of John Callan, who did the necessary, then really struck it really a bit of an experience with them and settled his team down with that score. So good response from Convoy, Oisín.
They can't get the ball. They can't get their hands on the ball in the middle. Hannigan has it now. He picks up the break. He's going to feed it once again to McNamee. McNamee's able to ride the challenge. Steps on to the 45. Just hugging that sideline. Support is there as Mary's bring it back the way to Michael Patton now. Patton now going through the challenge of Dara McLaughlin. He's won a free as well. He goes to the ground, and the second challenge was from Nathan Malarkey. Patton's okay. He's able to take them. He's going to get back on his feet, but there's a free here just inside that 65. Should get about 60 metres out. It's too long really for a free taker, so they'll probably work it back and then try to take it in again. Try to hit the front in this game. Conmhaigh have never led in this match. If you're just joining us, the story of the tie, Callum Kelly got the opening score on 10 minutes, and that put Carndomhnaigh in front. 7 minutes later from a free, Dahi Gordon levelled it up at 1-1. Back-to-back scores in the 18th and 24th minute from Oran O'Donnell, one on his left and one on his right, made it a 3-1 game. But then we had back-to-back scores from the St Mary's side. Dahi Gordon with his second, and then we had John Callan with a third point for Convoy to make it a 3-3 game. We've had 6 scores in this tie. Carndomhnaigh have had 1 wide. St Mary's have had 4, and there hasn't been too much to report other than that. Michael Patton's going to go from distance. He's going to drop in around the house on the edge of the 13. Up they go. The ball spills, and the man to come away with it is Conor McLaughlin. As Carndomhnaigh now work it up the left-hand side. But he has to stop and wait for support. 5 men in space. Midfielder Oran O'Donnell, who's got 2 points here, doing the shimmy, looking to get past his man ahead of him. He's going to go through 2, passes a third, continues on his run, lays it off to the left. Tully pops it into the path of the centre half forward. He chips it over the bar, and that all came about from Oran O'Donnell, and it was Senan Grant who was able to find the target there to get his first of the game, and Carndomhnaigh go 4-3 in front, and that's probably the best work score of the game now, Brendan.
Absolutely, yeah, lovely move, so it was. And again, as you mentioned, Oisín, it was Oran O'Donnell. There's a cut of Conor O'Donnell about this guy, so there is. He seems to be comfortable carrying it.
Is he related?
I'm not sure on that now, but he's taken ownership on here, so he is, and he's taken the responsibility to go at the convoy defence. Broke a couple of tackles, and the ball was eventually able to slip to Senan Grant, who looks a tasty little player, and he did the dutiful then, putting it over the bar for them.
And Convoy can't win the kick out on this occasion. Carndomhnaigh have done well. Conor McLaughlin has the ball. He manages to get it out to the left-hand side. This is Davin McLaughlin now. That's a good score by Davin McLaughlin. That's a first of the game for him. And that's now a 5-3 game in favour of the Inishowen side. And we've got 29 minutes played. There will be several minutes here added on at the end of the half due to the injury of Richard Cunningham. But Carndomhnaigh back in front and have got back into that 2-point advantage after Convoy had closed it out, and the management will be happy with that response, Brendan.
Certainly will, and they look to have some really good players out in the pitch, so they do, Carndomhnaigh, to be fair to them. You know, they look comfortable on the ball, and if this is what they're able to put out in the second team side, I think you would have to think that there's a lot of good players too with the first team, Oisín.
Michael McCarn again gives it into O'Donnell on the right boot. Is there enough curl on it to go between the sticks? No, it goes well out to the right and wide. Wide number 2 for Carndomhnaigh. It stays at a 5-3 game here. Still in favour of the Carn men, who have a big day today with 2 sides involved in county final day. There's a bit of hurt, of course, down in any showing in Carndomhnaigh with their A's having lost 2 finals in the last 3 years. There's going to be 3 minutes added on at the end. We've started the opening seconds off the 3, and it's normally we get a minute or so, but it's due to the injury that Richie Cunningham picked up. But the last 5 minutes or so, Carndomhnaigh are starting to win the breaks round the middle. Probably for the first time in this game, they're starting to win those battles around the middle of the field. Chipped into the path of Callum Kelly. Kelly does well here, steadies himself onto the left peg, that's over the bar, and now for the first time in this clash, we've got a 3-point difference between the teams as Cairn motor now to a 6-3 advantage, Brendan.
Yeah, brilliant from Callum Kelly, the lively looking corner forward. The ball was a brilliant ball in over the defender, so it was. Callum Kelly had made the run inside, won the ball, had time to steady himself, cut back in and put it over with his left foot for his second score of the game. Again, looks a tasty little corner forward, Oisín.
But it's all coming from one in the midfield battle, Brendan. They've won the last 3 kickouts, so they have, and they've got 3 scores off them basically. They
have, yeah, and they've looked really good this last 5 or 10 minutes, so they have. This last 5 minutes, they really seem to have settled, and again, they'll win that kick out. And it's a dangerous ball.
Yeah, dangerous ball in, surely. It's flicked into the path of McCarn. McCarn can't control it the first attempt. On the second attempt, he knocks it over the bar, and now we've got a 4-point advantage. Michael McCarn, the wing forward, the number 12, under pressure, gets another point. 4 unanswered scores now from Carndomhnaigh, and they find themselves 7-3 in front, and we've still got a minute and a half to go, but Conmhaigh need to get their act together with these kickouts.
Yeah, it's all coming directly from their own kick-out. Cairn have a good squeeze on it, they're not getting any shorts away, they're cutting out any shorts, and Cairn seem to have the bigger men around the middle of the field that are able to battle the ball down. So important kick-out this.
2 Carndomhnaigh men clashing on that occasion, which was fortunate for a Conmhaigh point of view as they get the ball back. Now, is there a response in the St Mary's side? The ball goes past everybody. That's down to the quickest man in the race, and Josh Diver gets there, and there's a push in the back as well. The full-back beat the wing-back of Conmhaigh.
Did brilliantly there, Josh Diver, the full-back, number 3 in his back, just got back. He was nearly caught out. He was in a foot race with Fionn Hennigan, the wing-back for Conmhaigh, and just was able to nip in ahead of him. He looks like a lively player too, got up the field a few times during the game, Oisín, but that's his number 1 job, is to defend, and he defended excellently there.
We're having a lively finish to the opening half here of this Junior B decider. About 30 seconds to go, and Carndomhnaigh are on the hunt for another score. They've had a big push here for the last 5 minutes or so, where they've had 4 unanswered scores, and they're looking for a 5th here, which would really put the pressure on Conmhaigh, as they would have to come out at the start of the second half to try and close it out. Carndomhnaigh twisting and turning. Tully has it. There's a free now going the other way, and it's going to be a Conmhaigh ball, but I suspect once this is taken, Siobhan Coyle is going to blow the half-time whistle, because we've played the allotted 3 minutes at the end of the half. Or will they be giving Conmhaigh an opportunity to try and register a score here before the break? It's with Dahi Gordon. Gordon now coming forward as Conmhaigh carry it into the half of Carndomhnaigh. Hennigan has it again. Hennigan pops it forward. Hennigan now has sent that one into the cornerback, who's Craig, who's way up the field. Ball over carried, and it's going to be a free out of Carndomhnaigh. And maybe now we'll get the half-time whistle. Yeah, there it goes. We're at the break here. It's half-time, and Carndomhnaigh are leading here with a huge push towards the end of the half. They've a 4-point advantage. This game was very tight. If we actually look at the scoring, with 26 minutes on the clock, and it was a 3-3 game. Owen O'Donnell had 2 of the 3 for Carndomhnaigh. Gordon had 2 of the 3 for Conmhaigh. But then after that, in the space of 4 minutes, there was 4 unanswered scores towards the end of the half. Senan Grant got his first. Davin McLaughlin got his first. Callum Kelly stepped up with the second, and another man on the scoreboard was Michael McCarn. Carndomhnaigh leading here by 4 points, and that was a big push by them at the end of the half to put them in this. With the game being so tight, can we call it a commanding position now at the break here, Brendan?
Well, I don't know if you can call it a commanding, but it's certainly, I think, a deserved lead. They look to me to be a better team in the first half. They look more clinical up top with the likes of Senan Grant, Callum Kelly, Michael McCarron coming in with a point. But it's that man, Oran O'Donnell, who's driving it from the middle of the field. You referenced it in the commentary, Oisín, too. They took total control there for 5 minutes. Convoy weren't able to get their kick possession from their own kickouts, and that was key to getting them 4 points in a row. So yes, it's a commanding lead in the context of the game, but we know in the modern game now we haven't seen any 2-point attempts at all in the first half. Actually, Oisín, there's no breeze, so it's not like you can play when you're playing with the breeze. You can put it up in the air and hope for it to go over the bar. But it's been an impressive enough, particularly in the last 5 minutes from Carndomhnaigh, to take that 4-point lead into half time.
Okay, so at the break here in the first of the junior deciders, this is the Junior B final. Carndomhnaigh are in front as they lead St Mary's Convoy by 7 points to 3. We'll be back with second half coverage for you shortly. A step back into traffic, however. Now Callum Kelly's going off the load on the left foot, and that one, we're written on the umpires. Yeah, it's gone over the bar.
Correctly judged that it was a free, so 1 point apiece.
For the first time today, Convoy have a point on the board. Zahi Gordon, the wing forward, is back, and the club that has 2 teams in finals as they go in the hunt for another score. And this is Oran O'Donnell, the midfielder into the middle. Oran O'Donnell, score of 1 or 2 points. Again, shoots from distance. This one on the right boot. That one goes over the bar. Just trying to get through a couple of Cairn players, which he does impressively. On the 21, the angle's tight. That drops over the bar. Gordon springs up with another. They get a hand to it. They worked it well here, Convoy. They've done good. This is Callan. And they've got another score from play. As the level word continues on his run, lays it off to the left. Tully pops it into the path of the centre half forward. He chips it over the bar. And that all counts. He manages to get it out to the left-hand side. This is Davin McLaughlin now. That's a good score by Davin McLaughlin. Into the path of Callum Kelly. Kelly does well here. Steadies himself onto the left peg. That's over the bar. And now for the first time in this clash, the first attempt. On the second attempt, he knocks it over the bar. And now we've got a 4-point advantage. Michael McCarn, the wing forward, the number 12. to our coverage here of this Donegal, Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, Donegal Junior B decider, where Conmhaigh are taking on St Mary's. We have, where Carndomhnaigh are taking on St Mary's Conmhaigh. We have Carn out on the pitch at the moment. Our officials, led by Siobhan Coyle, are out as well. We await St Mary's onto the pitch, who find themselves 4 points down at the break, and I suppose the Conmhaigh side will be looking for Grant, and that's point number 8 for Carndomhnaigh. They're off to the start that they wanted, Brendan.
Yeah, and to start, the Conmhaigh wouldn't have wanted it again. The ball won the middle of the field by the substitute that came in for the injured full forward, Dara Tully. He just chased at the Conmhaigh defence, was able to lay the ball off to Senan Grant, and he did the rest then, did really, really well, looked comfortable kicking it over the bar. So brilliant start the second half for Carndomhnaigh, just the start that I've been looking for.
So the kick's going to come now from Jack Patton in the second half. Conmhaigh playing from left to right, heading into the River Swilly end off the grounds. Good and fist down there by Tully, but the referee said there was a foul. St Mary's continue with play, and it's with Dahi Gordon now. Gordon pops that one inside, where it's picked up by Michael Mulrain. Mulrain feeds it now to Dara Conley. Conley's going to go out to the left-hand side. Back it comes down this right-hand channel into the path of Michael Patton. Conmhaigh on the attack. Patton's going for a two-pointer here. I'll tell you what, he's got one. That's a super score from Michael Patton to make it 5 points to Conmhaigh, 8 to Carndomhnaigh. We've got the first two-pointer up the day, and a clinker it was as well, Brendan.
Absolute brilliant scorer, and again showing his kind of experience there, Michael Patton. I suppose the important thing for Conmhaigh there was to win their own kick out and not get pegged in at this early stage in the second half. They did that, worked the ball pitch up to Michael Patton. The experienced Michael Patton then, he wasn't challenged, he had a look at the post and driv it delightfully between the posts for a big score for Conmhaigh.
The ball drops in and around the middle again, and it's won by Carndomhnaigh. The ball fetched there brilliantly. Carn have it back. It comes now to Oran O'Donnell. Oran O'Donnell now looking to get through a couple of challenges. Does well. It's into the path of Tully. Tully can't hold on to the ball. Oran O'Donnell continues to chase it down, and he's fouled as well, and there's going to be a free here inside the D. dead straight in front of the post, almost lined up with a black spot. Carndomhnaigh have an opportunity now to make it a 6-point game, or a 4-point game, excuse me, once again. This would be 9-5, and it's with Oran O'Donnell, who has 2 points in this game. Sorry, Christy McDade, the other midfielder. I was looking at Oran O'Donnell has 2. McDade is yet to score. We'll wait to see will this, but that's the opening score for him. It's not going to be. Tails out to the right and wide. Third wide off the game for Carndomhnaigh. It stays at a 8-5 fixture. Still very much anybody's tie here. With the kick to come from Jack Pat McDade will be this. I think it's now 3 McDade's missed in this game.
That's a poor kick from inside the D. That's a simple tap over free, and a couple of their forwards that have looked sharp, Callum Kelly, Sen and Grant, have been kicking well. Why they didn't take that on from that sort of distance range, you'd wonder. But to be fair to Carndomhnaigh, they're getting a response from their bench. The sub that they brought in, Darragh McCormick, won the last kick out, and they're also getting something from Darragh Tully, so that shows you the strength and depth they have.
Okay, so it's back with Convoy again. Kieran McNamee picks it up, working it forward. McNamee, out comes the forwards. And McNamee's held on to the ball. He's giving it now to Gordon. Gordon has support coming up the left-hand side with Rory Craig, the cornerback. Out it goes to Callan. Comes to Michael Patton again, score of the only 2-pointer in this tie. And a really good one it was as well. He's been harried there by the Carndomhnaigh player. Advantage has been played, but Siobhan Coyle is just going to go, okay. Fullback Josh Dever was too heavy-handed. Tap and go by Patton. Patton's going to launch one in. She's going to drop in and around the house. Up they go for it. The ball breaks. Convoy has it. Is there a chance of a goal here? He stayed in his feet. He's won a free as well. But Siobhan Coyle is going to bring this one back out. It was Cathal Brown, the forward for Convoy, who had the ball. And it was fouled, and she played advantage. But now Siobhan Coyle is going to go speak to her umpires. So, Brendan, we wait to see what decision will come. Will she go with the first foul or will she go with the penalty? And it's going to be the first free on the 13-metre line. And this will be Dahi Gordon to send it over the bar and make it a 2-point game. Over it goes, 3 points for Gordon. That's 6 points now for Mhuire Convoy. Carndomhnaigh still leading here, but that deficit has been cut to 2, Brendan.
It has indeed, Jan. Again, it's coming from that long ball. I was kind of criticising it that they were maybe using it too much. On that occasion, big ball in again from Michael Patton, who scored that screamer a point earlier into the edge of the square. It was brilliantly won by Cathal Brown. He was bearing down on goals, and there was an early foul plus a later foul. I think the right decision was made by Siobhan Coyle to award a free, and it was put over again by Dahi Gordon. So a 2-point game. Convoy right back in it, Oisin.
Certainly are. Carndomhnaigh have it now. They've overcarried, and there's a pep in the step of the Convoy boys, that's for sure. There's about 4 of them round the Carndomhnaigh player, and they didn't give the ball back, so they're going to bring it up the field. It's going to be a possession now just on the edge of the arc. So there's someone here willing to take this on and level up the game with a 2-pointer. Looks like it. The ball is going to be placed on the edge of the arc, dead straight in front of the post. And there's an opportunity here for Convoy now to level up this tie. Sizing this one up with the right foot. Kicking into the River Swilly end of the ground, and that one tails over the bar. Yeah, that's a very, very good score by Convoy. I think it's John Key, was the man, the centre half forward. He's got his first of the game. We are level here, Brendan, 8-8.
We are indeed, and brilliant from Convoy to work their way back into this game. I was beginning to worry did they have it with them to come back into it, but they've done brilliantly over the last few minutes, Oisin, to completely eradicate that 5-point lead to bring it back to a level game, and that was a lovely struck free, just looked so comfortable and just sailed over the black spot.
So was there a response in Carndomhnaigh? Grant gets his hands on it for the Inishowen men. He's going through the tackles and through men, steps on the right foot, not going to get enough height on it, but he's fouled as well. And there's going to be a free in the edge of the D, which will give Carndomhnaigh the opportunity to ease back in front. But Convoy have responded in this game. Sen and Grant got the opening score of the half for Carndomhnaigh to make it an 8-3 game. But since then, all the scoring has been from St Mary's. We had a 2-pointer from Patton, we had a score from Gordon, and then we had another 2-pointer from John Key. to make it an 8-8 fixture. Substitute coming in, Lee McLaughlin's going to enter the game, and he will take the place of Dara McLaughlin. The free is going to be taken by Christy McDade, who accuracy hasn't been to what I'm sure he would have expected today. So here comes McDade. This one is high, and this one's over the bar. It's a first score of the day for McDade. From his fourth free, he finds the target, and Carndomhnaigh probably needed that score just to settle him, because they were in the ropes there for 3 or 4 minutes, Brendan.
Certainly were, yeah, and you know, I criticised Christie for missing the last free, but he showed great courage there to stand up over that free with the confidence to put it over the bar. It's not an easy thing to do when you have missed a couple of frees, to have the confidence and the bottle to basically stand over it and put it over the bar. So good response from Christy McDade and a good response from Carndomhnaigh after that flurry of points from Mary's Convoy.
The ball spills just underneath us here. The Dr. James McDade stand. It's going to be a sideline ball to Convoy because it came off the feet of one of the Cairn players. Rory Craig sends it in. Now Dahi Gordon, who scored 3 of the 8 points today for the Convoy men. Here comes this high ball in again, looking for the forwards. They need to watch the bounce. Where's it going to go? Cairn have it into their grasp. Fagan picks it up now. The wing back gives it to the centre half-back, Conor McLaughlin. He needs to watch his house, but he does well to get away from the Convoy captain O'Kane. This is Grant once again. It takes a challenge there from Sean Brown. Chipped up the line. There's a man free here with a bit of space before the Inishowen side. He's going to have to come inside onto the left boot. Instead, he just drops it out. Here's another effort coming in. That one. Oh, it's dropped into the back of the net. Wow. That's Dara McCormick, the second half substitute. That one just went over the keeper. It dropped into the corner. You could call it a fortuitous goal. No doubt McCormick was going for the point, but it entered the back of the net. And it's a 1-9 to 8. That's a big, big score. That's a blow to Convoy, so it is, first of all, Brendan. But listen, Cairn will take it, so they will. They're back 4 in front.
100% they will, and again, you're sending Grant involved. Played a brilliant ball across the field to Christy McDade. He tried to see what's the shot, and it wasn't. He gave it back to the substitute, Darren McCormick. He went for a point, and it just dropped short. The keeper was looking at it over his shoulder, and it just went in between the crossbar and the upright right on the corner. Very unfortunate from a Convoy point of view, but a huge lift for Carndomhnaigh.
A massive lift for Carndomhnaigh, and they've been blown for over carrying, so the ball is back with Convoy. We are just about to hit the 10-minute mark in the second half, and we really have had an entertaining second half for 10 minutes compared to what the first 28 was of the first half. But it's a good game here between these two sides. It's far from over, even though Cairn are back 4 in front. The cornerback is Malarkey. Malarkey now gives it to McLaughlin. Stuck into the middle there where Conor McLaughlin is. And now Conor Fagan. So the full half-back line all linking up now as they look to work it out from deep in their own half. Christy McDade, the midfielder, gives it now to Conor McLaughlin. McLaughlin again has to stop and go back the way. A couple of men just with a bit of space that he can find, and the McLaughlin men linking up, and now here comes Conor McLaughlin. Pacey player, centre half back for Carndomhnaigh, enters the half off Convoy. Tully to Cormac McLaughlin, and now Lee McLaughlin, the man just on the pitch. The McLaughlin from Inishowen, all linking up. This is Fagan, out to McDade. McDade pops it forward. It's into the path now of Lee McLaughlin once again. Does well, sends it across the face of goal. Oh, in came Callum Kelly, but it results in a point for Carndomhnaigh. Kelly was able to knock it over the bar, but he just didn't make the proper connection with the ball when it came across the face of goal. And that could have been a second goal for Carndomhnaigh as Convoy lived dangerously in that passage of play. But at the end they conceded a point, but it could have been more, Brendan.
It certainly could. Again, Callum Kelly looks really lively inside in that inside line. Spotted that the ball was going to drop shot. It was a fist across the goal, so was spotted was going, got right in, got a touch to it. Ball came back to him. Did really well then to swivel out of a couple of tackles and just creep it over the bar, so to open up a 5-point leads again for Carndomhnaigh. So really, really good corner forward play, Oisín.
Change coming. Off goes John Callan, the midfielder, and in comes Michael Eton.
I thought John Callan was playing well for Convoy.
So they have brought another big man in to go up top. Good fetch in the middle by Donnan O'Kane, who's left his position up top and come out and round a midfield role there. Dahi Gordon twisting and turning. Ball spread out now to Hennigan. Hennigan has it. Popped forward into the path of Mhuire. Mhuire needs support. Here comes young Gordon again. But his effort comes across the face of goal. It's going to stay in play. So John Key has it over there. Now it comes to the man just in the field. It's on. Into McNamee. McNamee's looking for a bit of space. On to the right boot. Kicks it high. It's going to drop. And it comes off the upright. And it's going to register as a 5th wide of the game. A first of the half for St Mary's Conmhaigh. What do we have on the clock? 43 minutes played. It's a 110 to 8-point game in favour of Carndomhnaigh over St Mary's. The goal has been huge. It came from Dara McCormick. A bit fortuitous. He was going for a point. It looked like it was going wide, but somehow it got between the upright and the crossbar in the top left corner of the goal and dropped in to the back of the net. Our coverage today on Junior Finals Day here at the O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny on Donegal GA TV in association with streamsport.ie is brought to you with pride by Doherty's Super Value Carndomhnaigh, backing grassroots GA, local clubs, families and strong community spirit. Carndomhnaigh are in the driving seat. They have a 110 to 8 advantage. Do the maths, that's 5. And we still have just over 15 minutes to go in this game. Senan Grant, who's played his role in helping his side get into this 5-point advantage, now comes to the midfielder McDade, or Oran O'Donnell, excuse me. Now O'Donnell wants to return, so he does. He's standing in there, but there's a Convoy players in there. Here's Carndomhnaigh looking for another score. That one's gone wide, that effort out to the right and wide. So that will be a 4th wide for Carndomhnaigh. But they do have that 5-point advantage. We are about to hit 15 to go. And St Mary's Convoy are going to have to dig deep again, Brendan.
They certainly are. And again, that was a well-marked move. Again, you had Oran O'Donnell involved, Senan Grant, Callum Kelly, all involved. They did get a shot off, but unfortunately for them it went wide. But they have seen taking control around this midfield area again over the last number of minutes, Oisín, and that's going to be crucial, so it is, as the game goes back down into the final quarter.
The goal scorer McCormick now for Carndomhnaigh. Bringing the ball forward, coming back in field now, laying it off there to Dara Tully. Carndomhnaigh quite happy to hold on to possession just on the edge of the Convoy half. It's with O'Donnell. Out it goes to Dara McCormick. Dara McCormick's going to tip it up top. Back it comes into the centre once again to, is it McDade has it? Yeah, Christy McDade. Big frame of McDade gives it to Oran Doherty. 2 tall men, the midfielders, the 8 and 9. But they've slipped and they've made a bit of a hash of this, so they have. O'Kane is it back for Conmhaigh. He's fouled, tap and go. St Mary's captain's just going to launch it up. He's going to drop inside the D now. This is John Key. Score of a 2-pointer, of course, in the game for them. The wing forward is Brown. Back it comes to O'Kane. Is there room for O'Kane? He wants one as well. But it's blocked out brilliantly there by Carndomhnaigh. And the cornerback with 2 on his back is Ryan Davenport. Sideline ball it is to Conmhaigh. Back in play it comes. Goes to Hennigan now. Hennigan is going to bring it as far as Gordon. Gordon tees it up now to O'Kane. O'Kane sends it across the face of goal. Up goes, looks like Key has it. Is there a chance of another score here? Key can't control it. He's overcarried as well. Siobhan Coyle blows for a free out.
Yeah, very harsh, I think, on the over-carrying side of it, so it was Oisín, but I felt it was really good defending. I'm very impressed with this Carndomhnaigh full back line. They're tenacious on the tackle. They're fighting for everything and making it really, really difficult for that inside forward line of Convoy. So again, did well, turned the ball over, and opportunity now to work it out. But it was a half a goal chance. John Key did really well to win that ball initially, but just couldn't get the shot off due to the pressure, Oisín.
Yeah, there was 3 Carndomhnaigh men in front of him. Senan Grant lets it go over the top of his head. Now he picks up and comes Conor Fagan once again. And there's men free over on this near side if they want to use them, including Lee McLaughlin. Cormac McLaughlin has it now. Conor Fagan. Chipped up the line to Tully. Can't get there because the Convoy player was able to get in front of him, and that was Enda Boner. But it is going to be a sideline ball now. to Carndomhnaigh, who are looking to build in this 5-point advantage with 13 minutes left to go in this tie. Carndomhnaigh are in the driving seat, but as we've seen already, Conmhaigh were able to master a bit of a comeback at the start of the second half. Is there another one on them? Or is this man McCormick going to add to his total? He sends another ball in. Carndomhnaigh has a chance of a goal here. It goes high and over the bar from Davin McLaughlin, who gets a second. And there was just a split-second opportunity of a goal there. He hit it as hard as he could. It went high over the bar. And now we have a 6-point advantage. 1:11 plays 8, Brendan.
Yeah, and again, it was that man, Orn O'Donnell, that was in at the edge of the square that won the ball initially, laid it back off to his corner forward, Davin McLaughlin. And yes, it was a goal chance, but to come away with the score was hugely important from their point of view. And that went over the bar brilliantly by Davin McLaughlin. But as I said, Orn O'Donnell in, winning the ball, laying it off. Fantastic play.
Out come Conmhaigh, out comes Patton. He's chopped up by Davin McLaughlin, who scored that point. Out comes the book, and there's going to be a tick in there for McLaughlin for that challenge on Patton as the physio comes on to help Patton. So the clock continues to count down here. 48 minutes on it. So there's less than 12 to go as Patton just gets his breath back. He's on his hunkers, he's okay. Free will be taken by Gordon. No, it's going to be taken by Patton. And the task of St Mary's Conmhaigh getting back into this game has just got greater, so it has. This difference is 6 points. Michael Mulrain is fouled there by Josh Divert. Hennigan picks it up, comes across field once again. There is the Conmhaigh midfielder Donnelly, whose effort is blocked down. Now it drops into the path of Gordon again. Lays it off to Brown. Back to Patton. Patton's going to kick from deep. Shows it on me. Is there a left foot on him? No, he has to give the ball off to Connolly. O'Kane, the captain. Patton's going to hit a high one in, and she's going to drop again and around the house. Out comes the keeper. Somebody's got a hand to it, and it is the centre half forward, Grant, that is back there defending like a fullback for his side, that is able to take the ball out and clear the danger. Christy McDade has it. As Cairn go tearing up the park here in Letterkenny, looking to build on their 6-point advantage. Lee McLaughlin has it. He sends it inside. This is Orn O'Donnell as he hacked out. Is it going to be a free? Siobhan Coyle says no. It's going to be registered as a wide. That stays at a 1:11-8 game.
Yeah, Orn O'Donnell made an absolutely long busting run up the middle of the field, so he did receive the ball. I felt he was fouled myself. I felt he was just tugged as he was pulling the trigger, but just didn't went wide from him. But again, examples of brilliant defending down the other end of the field. Christy McDade got a full-length block in, so he did turn the ball over. Again, the tenacious tackling from the full back line. Josh Diver, Ryan Davenport, Nathan Malarkey.
Carndomhnaigh have it back, so they do, and they're holding on to the ball around the middle. And the centre half back Conor McLaughlin spreads it out now to Conor Fagan. As here comes Carndomhnaigh again. Fagan looking to run through the Convoy defence. He's pulled back as they know. Siobhan Coy's blown for overcarrying again. And fairness to Siobhan today, she's very, very consistent with the overcarrying rule.
100% Oisín, and on that occasion she was 100% right, so she was. Conor Fagan definitely took too many steps, so he did try to cut inside, it wasn't on, so had to come the other way, and definitely took an extra few steps, and as you say, she's been consistent on it all day.
Okay, the ball goes forward once again, and it's into the path of John Key with 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes, the deficit 6 points. Is there life in St Mary's yet? Cathal Brown has it. He works it back. Here comes O'Kane. O'Kane looking to carry it through traffic. Needs to lay it off. And Cairn have it back. It's getting more difficult for Conmhaigh now as they go in to that zone to try and find something to close out the deficit. If we look at the score sheet, they haven't scored since the 36th minute. Now we're on 51. McCormick, the goal scorer, sends it up the line. Cairn in the hunt for another one as they hug that 21-metre line. Onto the edge of the D. Just angling it, gives it now to Orn O'Donnell. O'Donnell strikes on, comes off the cornerback Craig, whose body was in the right position at the right time. And Orn O'Donnell is mind just in one thing and finding the back of the net.
Yeah, and it was brilliant work by his compatriot Callum Kelly in the corner. So he was jinked in, jinked out of tackles, and Oran O'Donnell found himself in a yard of space, saw the back of the net, had a go at it, and it was a good block, so it was eventually. But brilliant opportunity missed from Carndomhnaigh to really close out this game. Can Conmhaigh get a score from this attack?
Back it comes now to Dahi Gordon. Gordon's going to send it there to the 15, Michael Patton. Patton score of a two-pointer. The two-pointers in this game both coming from Conmhaigh today, John Key and Michael Patton, and both came at the start of the second half, which made it an 8-8 game on 36 minutes. But since then, a point from Christy McDade, Dara McCormick with the goal, Callum Kelly with what was his third point of the tie, and Davin McLaughlin with his second point of the game. There's Cairn in control here, 111-8. And you know what? They're away again. Senan Grant waiting for support. Christy McDade steps up. McDade comes on to the edge of the D. They're working it forward. On to the left foot here, Christy McDade. He's got a second point off the match. It's 112-8 now in favour of Carndomhnaigh. And the deficit has got bigger, so it's a 7-point game, and there's 7 minutes to go. Conmhaigh will be needing something special, but Carndomhnaigh very much in the driving seat with another kick to come from the keeper, Jack Patton.
Yeah, brilliant from Christy McDade, who really has settled into the game in the second half, taking over around the middle of the park. They've dominated that area. Again, the other guy was inside, Oran O'Donnell was inside, so he was, and he seems to have maybe run out of a bit of steam, but Ryan, or Christy McDade, has taken over, and that was a great score from Christy. Another high ball in.
Chance of a goal here for Conmhaigh. It's flicked into the back of the net by the cornerback, Rory Craig. Is this the lifeline that Conmhaigh were looking for, Brendan?
Well, they certainly needed something, so they did. And again, it was that man, John Key, at the edge of the square. Long ball in, laid off. And the cornerback, Rory Craig, was there with no marker, with the simple task of putting it into the back of the net. But the important point that he was there to do that, so certainly could make for an anxious last few minutes, so could Oisín.
An anxious 6 minutes. There's 4 points the difference now. What is going to happen towards the end of this game? The ball drops. Who will pick up the break? Conmhaigh are there. It's the second half substitute, Michael Layton, that has it. He's able to ship a couple of challenges. Hits a high one, but it's going to drop straight into the path of a line of Carndomhnaigh players. The Inishowen boys will be quite happy to get their hands on that ball. There'll be just a rush of blood to the head to Michael Layton on that occasion. But the Conmhaigh have this goal. They trailed by 4. And there's just over 5 minutes to go, plus whatever time's going to be added on at the end by the officials. Once again, coverage from the Donegal Junior Finals here today in Letterkenny is brought to you on Donegal GATV and streamsport.ie with pride by Doherty's SuperValue Carndomhnaigh, backing grassroots GA, local clubs, families and strong community spirit. That goal of Craig's was their first score in 18 minutes, but it's given them a lifeline. Christy McDade now for Carndomhnaigh, coming across the middle. Going to spread it out to the right-hand side. Back it comes into the middle to McDade. McDade will quite happily hold on to the ball and try and kill as much time of the clock as he can. Lee McLaughlin's the second half substitute for Carndomhnaigh. He picks up the ball. The bounce just didn't go his way, but he has it back. He's looking to get round the cornerback. Lee McLaughlin's continued to motor forward, has to stop, drop it back to Callum Kelly, who turns onto that trusted left foot again. Not so trusted on this occasion. It goes out to the right and wide, and that would be a 5th wide off the game for Carndomhnaigh. And there's a change coming as well for Conmhaigh. Number 18, Shea Harkin is coming into the game, and he's replacing Kieran McNamee, the centre half back for the Conmhaigh side. Fresh legs in, hoping that it can have an impact, Brendan.
Yeah, certainly, Oisín, and they're going to get another couple of chances. It's important now that they win their own kick out here, get an opportunity, get another score on the board, make the opposition nervous. So huge kick out here coming from the Conmhaigh keeper, Jack Patton.
Okay, so Jack Patton is sizing this one up. As on comes young Harkin into the game. Patton sends it down the middle. There's a hand on the back of a Cairn player, so it's going to be a free to the Inishowen side. Davin McLaughlin looking to get on with it quickly. Back it comes now to Conor McLaughlin. Conor McLaughlin gives it out now to Conor Fagan. Fagan back to Christy McDade. We're about to hit the 3 minute to go mark. Christy McDade picks up possession again. As Carndomhnaigh look to hold on to the ball. See down the clock. They lead by 4. Conor Fagan, the wing back. And the traffic he goes. There's a bit of a collision between two players. It was accidental. Siobhan Coyle was right beside it. Just both players are on the deck. And the other guy was Enda Bonery, the 24 for Conmhaigh. They have actually come off the worst in that.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they're up hugging and shaking hands. All is good.
Yeah. So Siobhan Coyle will let Carndomhnaigh have the ball, and they'll knock it back to Senan Grant. So here come Carndomhnaigh again. McCormick has it. McCormick gives it off to Grant. A challenge comes in there, and it's going to be a free.
Yeah, and again, brilliant work initially, so it was again by Oran O'Donnell. Got the ball, ran at them. He laid it off to the substitute, Darren McCormick, who's been really effective since he came in. Apart from getting the goal, he's got a lot of possession, Oisín, so he has. And he played the ball off to Senan Grant, another guy that's having a really, really good game for Carndomhnaigh today. And the foul came in then. He ran into contact, the foul came in. So Christy McDade now has an opportunity between the edge of the D and the arc, halfway, to maybe open up a 5-point lead, and it might be a kind of insurance point.
This may again take the sting out of Conmhaigh for a few minutes, but the clock is running down. Change for Carndomhnaigh. In comes Mark McLaughlin, another of the McLaughlins.
Yeah.
Ryan Davenport is the one to make way.
Had a strong game too.
Yeah. Swap comes. They can continue. Christy McDade's going to take this. McDade didn't have the shooting boots on in the first half, but certainly has in the second. And his points are coming at crucial times in the game, and this could be another one for him with the right boot. Slightly off to the right of post. And that one, drops over the bar. 3 now in this half for Christy McDade. So that means Carndomhnaigh goes to 113. St Mary's Conmhaigh 1-8. The gap is out to 5, and we are in to the closing 45 seconds of the hour, plus whatever additional time is going to be had as well. And Brendan Kilcoyne has also picked today's man of the match for this game. And Brendan, he was the midfielder for Carndomhnaigh and played a starring role today, no doubt. Oran O'Donnell.
Yeah, I thought he did a superb game from the very start and got a couple of crucial scores from him in the first half, but apart from that, he's been working really hard. I've seen him make a number of long busting runs in the second half. Great performance. I'm very impressed with Josh Diver at full back. Senan Grant, number 11, playing number 11. Callum Kelly playing number 13. Christy McDade had a brilliant second half, maybe after not missing a couple of chances in the first half. But for me, Oran O'Donnell has been the man that has typified this Carndomhnaigh performance by driving from the very first to the very last minute, and has been inspirational for them today.
Christy McDade is coming across the pitch, lays it off there to Conor McLaughlin. And now to Cormac McLaughlin. Josh Diver is able to find Cormac McLaughlin once again. They're living dangerously here, Carndomhnaigh. They just need to clear the ball, get out into space. Conor Fagan's a steady player. He's able to give it to Josh Diver. Diver now finds Dara McCormick. McCormick coming back infield. Waiting for support. Chips one over the top. Is it going to drop? Forward, just flicked on very, very neatly there. Lee McLaughlin has it. Chance of another goal here for Carndomhnaigh. And it's strolled high and it's strolled over the bar. And is it Callum Kelly again?
Yeah.
Callum Kelly in this time. Now that's 4 for him. Tell you, he wasn't far off the man of the match award either today, Brendan.
No, he certainly wasn't. He impressed me from the very first minute. He looks pacey. He just looks your diminutive inside corner forward, win the ball, not afraid to take a shot on, and was unfortunate at that stage. Probably should have had a goal, but again, you keep the scoreboard ticking over, Oisín, and another important score for them. 114
to 1-8. It's a 6-point advantage. We've played a minute and a half of the time added on at the end, which is actually 3 minutes, so we're almost done here. And Carndomhnaigh are on the verge of taking win number 1 on a double day for the club here in Junior Finals Day at the O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. Jack Patton comes again with that kick out. It drops around the middle. It's found there with Michael Mulrain. The 20s, Matthew Callan, who's into the game for Conmhaigh. Gordon's going to pop it over the top to Mhuire again. Can't control it. And they go, and there's going to be a free to Conmhaigh just inside the 45. Tully was coming in with a challenge very late on that one. We're in the closing minute now. And it's all about Carndomhnaigh. They have a 6-point advantage. There's another change coming here now. And one of the veterans of Carndomhnaigh football, Michael McLaughlin, with 29 in his back, is set to come in to rousing applause from the Carndomhnaigh supporters. He's going to take the place of Conor Fagan. In the meantime, Gordon's going to take this free. Fagan, no doubt, is going to take his time coming off the field. And Conor Fagan, the wing back, he's a solid game for the Inishowen boys today too, so he did.
He has very, very good, played really well, look very comfortable on the ball, so he did. And again, I was very impressed with the Carndomhnaigh defence, the tenaciousness in their tackle, their ability to work for each other. And that's a big long ball into the edge of the square, surprisingly enough, from Conmhaigh, but it's one. Yeah,
and Conor Fagan is, of course, the captain of Carndomhnaigh. He will be getting his hands on the cup, which is just down below us here. But Carndomhnaigh are on the attack again. We played the 3 minutes added on at the end. Dara McCormick twisting and turning, looking up to see what the movement is. This will more than likely be the last attack of this Junior B final. Lee McLaughlin, who came into the second half, has played his part. Here's Michael McLaughlin again. Toe to hand coming across the edge of the arc, laying it back to Christy McDade. And McDade quite happy just to drop it now into the path of Cormac McLaughlin. We await the full-time whistle from Siobhan Coyle, match official today, who done a sterling job. This is Dara McCormick feeding it to Cormac McLaughlin. It's going to come out the way, no, back the way rather, to Christy McDade. And McDade just quite happy to hold on to it. Cormac McLaughlin steps inside, now goes forward again. Down to Davin McLaughlin. Down this left-hand side. Score of a couple of points in this game. Corner forward, can't hold on to it. Oh, well, he's lucky enough to get it back. Looking for point number 3. It's crowded in there. It's going to drop into the path of a Convoy player. And there is the full-time whistle. It is all over. Carndomhnaigh, or Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, Donegal Junior B champions for 2025 with a 6-point win over St Mary's. It's finished here 114 to 1-8. I'll tell you what, Brendan, we had a lively second half in this game, so we did, and it was entertaining to say the least, but Carndomhnaigh got the job done, and listen, fully deserving of taking the title in game 1 for them today.
Yeah, I think in all fairness, I felt they were the better team throughout the game. Oisín played more controlled football. They looked to have better footballs over the field. That doesn't to say that Convoy didn't contribute to a really good game and kept plugging away to the final whistle, just couldn't make it happen. But from Carndomhnaigh, it showed an awful lot of quality, a lot of young players, and if this is their second team, you know, it augurs well for what they have in their first team. So it does, you know. If you look at their full back line, as I mentioned, Josh Diver, very good. Centre back Conor McLaughlin, defensively very solid the whole way through. Midfield really dominated that area. Senan Grant at number 11 was hugely impressive in my book, so he was. Colin Kelly kicking 4 points, really good inside forward, and you know, driven on by Orna Don, so hugely impressive. But what really impressed me was the subs they brought in. They brought in Dara Tully, they brought in Lee McLaughlin, and they brought in this guy Darren McCormick, who looked so comfortable on the ball when he was in the second half. So a lot of good quality there on that team, and I'm sure that's first half of what they will like to see would be a double for them today, but they have a big job to do in the next game, Oisín.
Well, they have a big player in Conor O'Donnell in the second game. Orna O'Donnell is his younger brother.
There you go. I knew he had the gate
on.
Yeah, he reminded me so much of him. So he did the way he carried the ball, the way he ran, and was hugely impressive. So there you go. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Orna O'Donnell, the brother of Conor O'Donnell, picking up the man of the match in this Junior B game, and he's going to go down there now to get the Player of the Match award from Frankie Doherty, and our chairperson Mary Coughlin is in there as well. So well done to Orn, leading the charge in Carndomhnaigh today, who have taken victory in the first match. Just being congratulated by his dad there too, and he gets the Man of the Match award, so many congratulations. So what we'll do is here on Donegal GA TV, we'll continue to stream this match. You'll be able to watch proceedings. I'm going to go down now with a microphone, and once the presentation is over, we'll come back live to you once again with some reaction from the victorious Carndomhnaigh camp. I see Conor Fagan making his way up here now as well. to lift this trophy, and he'll be given the speech. So you can join us for more in a few moments, but you can continue to watch the celebrations here from this first Carndomhnaigh win of the day, and we'll have reaction in just a few moments for you.
Conmhaigh have been champions 3 years in a row now, so they've been great champions, and so we get 3 cheers for Conmhaigh. Get up. Get up. Get up. I'd also like to thank both the home parts and the youth club here. Thank you so much for out there. Getting a lot of traffic coming in there, so credit to everyone in the club there. I'd like to thank Aidan, Callahan, Paul, Nicky O'Donnell, everyone involved in the management there. So we came for enough. A lot along the bus journey with not as many men as we have today, so fair play to you guys. And we're obviously a man down on the pitch this year, but he's been with us the whole year, and I'd just like to pay tribute to Kieran Kelly today there as well. Hopefully everyone will see Darren around here in 2 hours' time. Up Carndomhnaigh!
Yeah, so I'm joined here now by Aidan Callan, who's the manager of the Carndomhnaigh B team, of course, who have just won this title. How are you feeling now? Listen, the guys are in good spirits here. It's not a bad start to the day for the club.
No, a good start today, yeah. Listen, as Connor said there, we were here this same place last year, same teams, same everything, and we were sore since that. We landed today with 29 men. We had 29 last year, I think, much the same. A couple come and go just. So it's a big, it was very important for us this game today, you know, for the last 2 years we put in so much effort, training and stuff and working our way up, and this is a big start today for us, so it's very important this game today, you know.
And there was sort of 2 periods in that game that certainly was what led to this victory. The closing 5 minutes of the first half, we had 4 unanswered scores, and then you built that lead for the period. I think it was around from the 37th minute maybe to the 47th minute. He's played some very impressive football, and the goal came in that period as well. So those two sections of the game, without doubt, was what was the footing of this one.
Yeah, it was, yeah. At the first half there, the end of the first half, yeah, we might have made a change or two there, you know. We did make a that really got us into the game then, like, you know, the subs helped in the second half then. Owen O'Donnell on the runs too, which was man of the match the other day, and rightly so. I thought he had a very good impact on that running direct forward, and the rest of it was very good all in that. Like, you know,
Listen, he's played very well. The squad came in, all the players had an impact, but it's only game one. There's another one now to come for the club. Listen, there's a Junior A final coming up now in a few moments.
that's what I'm saying there, yeah. So we played that, and we're trying to set the tone here now, you know. So hopefully we move on from here, you know.
Yeah, I might just maybe grab Owen O'Donnell just before he leaves us if you want to get him for me. Listen, Aidan, well done. Congratulations again. I know the guys are coming off the pitch here because they're looking to keep it in good shape, but we're gonna wait on Owen O'Donnell if he can come out and join us. He of course got man of the match, the younger brother of Conor. They shipped us off very quick off the field, so I'll just keep an eye here to see if Owen O'Donnell comes back out to us, because they're all away out now back to the changing rooms with their trophy after what has been a wonderful occasion, of course, for the Carndomhnaigh club. In game one, there's still game two coming up very, very soon here in Donegal GAA TV in association with Stream Sport, all in association today as well with Doherty's Super Value in Carndomhnaigh. We thank them for jumping on board to bring you coverage of both of those games. I see young Oren now making his way towards me here. Hi, Oren. Congratulations. I might turn you around here because we've got a camera on you up there. We'll work our way over here. Actually, we'll go this side. We'll go this side because all the young Carndomhnaigh supporters are just out onto the field. And you know what, Oren, this is hugely important for these young people here from Carndomhnaigh. Watching them coming out means so much that Carndomhnaigh has success and the club has success.
Yeah, it means a lot to the young ones. Hey, if they can come out and watch their team win games, it's going to keep them academic, and everyone wants to win, so it's going to keep them coming to training and matches and all that throughout the years.
Well, listen, big performance today by the B team here. You've put in a sterling performance, and you've deserved that one. You've played some very, very good football in there.
Yeah, I think it was cagey enough from both teams the first 10 minutes. We couldn't really get into the game, but we settled in well and got kicked a few scores, and that got us going. And then second half came out and tried to do the same thing.
And as I said to Aidan there was two periods of the matches that probably won you this game. The close of the first half, and then from 36 minutes for a period of about 10 or 15 minutes, which included the goal. And those were the two periods where you were in total command of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, the goal for us was massive. Hey, goals wins games, and that gave us a boost. Hey, and kept getting on top of their kick out and turning them over, and that's really what brought us through to the end. Hey, to get that one.
Nice to get the man of the match award. How would you sum up your own performance? We thought you were very good, myself and Brendan now. So what was your thinking on it?
It was all right there. Maybe missed the goal near the end, but no, hey, happy enough performance. Hey, getting the one's the main thing, and whenever you get man of the match and stuff like that's a bonus. Hey.
What about the big brother now? He'll be hoping for a man of the match performance in the next one.
Hopefully he has it on him anyway, so hopefully he can go out and show it. And he had a good year Donegal and it's carried through to Cairn, so hopefully he can go out and do it now and win.
Okay, well listen, good luck in the next game. Well done in your man of the match performance. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
There you go, that's young Owen O'Donnell, the younger brother of Conor O'Donnell, who was man of the match, of course, today in this Junior B fixture. Right, that's bringing an end to our broadcast from the first game. We will, of course, have live coverage of the Junior A final coming up very, very soon on Donegal GAA TV. We'll have the commentary team of Diarmuid Doherty and Brendan Kilcoyne. I'm going to be drowned out by the Piper. And Carndomhnaigh, of course, going for 2 wins today. But the Gales of Letterkenny are looking to have a big shout in the next one. Back to the studio. A step back into traffic, however. Now Callum Kelly's going offload on the left foot, and that one, we're waiting on the umpires. Yeah, it's gone over the bar.
Correctly judged that it was a free, so 1 point apiece.
For the first time today, Conmhaigh have a point on the board. Dahi Gordon, the wing forward, is back, and the club that has 2 teams in finals as they go in the hunt for another score. And this is Owen O'Donnell, the midfielder into the middle. Owen O'Donnell, score of 1 of their 2 points. Again, shoots from distance. This one on the right foot. That one goes over the bar. So Gordon's trying to get through a couple of Cairn players, which he does impressively. On the 21, the angle's tight. That drops over the bar. Gordon springs up with another. They get a hand to it. They worked it well here, Conmhaigh. They've done good. This is Callan. And they've got another score from play. As the level continues on his run, lays it off to the left. Tully pops it into the path of the centre half forward. He chips it over the bar. And that all he manages to get it out to the left-hand side. This is Davin McLaughlin now. That's a good score by Davin McLaughlin. Into the path of Callum Kelly. Kelly does well here. Steadies himself onto the left peg. That's over the bar. And now for the first time in this clash, the first attempt. On the second attempt, he knocks it over the bar. And now we've got a 4-point advantage. Michael McCarn, the wing for Michael Patton. Conmhaigh on the attack. Patton's going for a 2-pointer here. I'll tell you what, he's got one. That's a super score from Michael Patton. And this will be Dahi Gordon to send it over the bar and make it a 2-point game. Over it goes, 3 points for Gordon. Kicking into the rubber swilly end of the ground, and that one tails over the bar. Yeah, that's a very good score today. So here comes McDade. This one is high, and this one's over the bar. It's a first score of the day for McDade. He's going to have to come inside onto the left foot. Instead, he just drops it out. Here's another effort coming in. That one, oh, it's dropped into the back of the net. Wow. That's Darragh McCormick, the second half substitute. That one just is a goal. Oh, in came Callum Kelly. But it results in a point for Carndomhnaigh. Kelly was able to knock it to the edge of the D. They're working it forward. On to the left foot here, Christy McDade. He's got a second point.
And he seems to have maybe run out of a bit of steam, but Ryan, or Christy McDade, has taken over, and that was a great score from Christy. Another high ball in.
Chance of a goal here for Conmhaigh. It's flicked into the back of the net by the cornerback, Rory Craig. 3 now, and that's half for Christy McDade. So that means Carndomhnaigh goes to 113. St Mary's Convoy 1-8. Very neatly there. Lee McLaughlin has it. Chance of another goal here for Carndomhnaigh, and it's drilled high and it's drilled over the bar. And it's Callum Kelly again.
Yeah.